As soon as I step out of my house, I'm greeted by a nice, gentle breeze in my face. Off in the distance, I can hear the birds chirping the same song I've heard hundreds, if not thousands of times. Birds like to do that, yes. I look up to see the sky almost cloud-free, and better yet, the sun hasn't even started to set. I should be able to do a walk around the neighborhood and get back before dark. I take another step out onto the sidewalk when a strong gust of wind comes hurling at me, forcing me to shield my eyes. That noise of the wind startled me. Well, that certainly came out of nowhere. Is it Monika? Chloe? Yeah! Oh, I've never seen this outfit before. Turn around to see Monika standing right behind me. I have seen this necklace before, but not this dress. Though I've seen her multiple times with a white dress, but I think it also just really suits her, maybe because of the white bow, white dress. I turn around to see Monika standing right behind me. Monika?! Well, this is a surprise. I didn't know you lived here. Yeah, my house is just right over there. Point out my house to Monika. Nice house, Chloe. It's alright, it's nothing too special. These houses that are drawn in the background here are something special. Anyways, I didn't know you lived around here. I thought you lived on the other side of town in the Swan district. Oh, you still live there? I just took the bus to get over here. Figures she would still live there. The Swan district is where all the rich people in our surrounding area live who don't want to live in the city. There's some incredibly gorgeous houses over there. Though it's not something most families like mine would ever be able to afford, considering everything is pretty much gated. Considering Monika's family is pretty well off, it doesn't surprise me that she lives there. Oh, well, what brought you all the way over here? Are you visiting Sayori? I point to Sayori's house as I ask her. No, I was just out for a stroll. It's part of my exercise routine that I do a 10-mile walk once a week. And I remembered that I haven't gone this way in a while. Wow, a 10-mile walk? You're definitely dedicated. I always strive to stay in shape, Chloe. Mentally as well as physically. Well, now I know why you're the best. Monika blushes brightly at my comment. I really liked her other pose. I should have, next time she does it, I need to take a good look at it. I like the way the little ribbon was handled. Was drawn. It was handled. Monika blushes brightly. Well, I'm glad you feel that way. You'd be surprised at how many people at school are envious of my success. I have my share of admirers, though. Monika gives me a sly wink. Well, hey, I'm just happy for you. I mean, I'm nothing special. Monika gives me a concerning frown. But you are. You may not know it, Chloe, but you never failed to put a smile on anyone's face. You're always supportive of others, always willing to hear people out. It counts for more than you think. Well, I scratch the back of my head as I blush brightly in embarrassment. Well, that means a lot coming from you, Monika. Thank you. Don't mention it! I mean, lately I haven't felt like that at all, to be honest with you. I've been thinking a lot about what you said. How's that going? I still feel lost. Like I don't know what to do. So I wanted to take a walk to help better clear my head. Well, it's good you're taking some time to think to yourself. I do a fair share of reflection during most of my walks anyways. It always does help the thought process. I mean, you might be walking and just have a new idea just dawn on you. It's happened to me plenty of times. Well, if it's worked for you, well, it'll definitely work for me. There's a brief pause between us as another breeze gently blows past us. See Monika's hair flow in the wind manages to mesmerize me. She looks so beautiful. I must say, she must have a lot of hair gel in this. in this construction over here. I'm not saying it bad, I'm just saying most hair doesn't stay like this. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, like, when she strikes that other pose, it looks fairly different again from the way it's twirled again. So I just wonder, if it were to blow in the wind, what exact shape would it take? Would it kind of just stay like that? Or would it... What would happen with this hair? Monika, stop looking so awkward. I know this is an awkward conversation for you because you're just a sprite. That must really be upsetting to you, but I'm just wondering, like, if she were to suddenly become real, won't happen that way, but let's imagine it. Her hair wouldn't look like that. I'm not saying that I haven't seen people with natural hair colors that didn't look similar enough to this that it could still be kind of a similar shade. But like structure-wise, especially this portion here, or would it come out this way anyway and it would just be some kind of weird occurrence in our world? At least we then figure out how it blows in the wind. Her long hair flowing in the wind. But how is it flowing? Tell me how! Not tell me why, tell me how! Those emerald eyes gleaming brightly at me, paired with that picture-perfect smile. The dress suits her completely. Matter of fact, I've never seen Monika outside of school. Here. Yeah, this is like I said, it looks kind of different here. Like the twirl is still there, but it's like this took a different shape. It went from going to this, like to the side, to the right from our perspective, to kind of just flowing backwards and then curling back up. Anyway, I like this part. I like the ribbon here. I don't know. It looks a bit thicker, but I honestly prefer the thick ribbon art here. I see then Monika forming her casual smirk at me. Apparently she must have realized I've been staring at her. I'm staring at the ribbon, okay, Monika? Thankfully, she doesn't seem bothered by it. Hey, Chloe. It looks a little bit better here. I think one other thing about the eyes that I noticed about the normal sprite is that the white of the eyes in the other sprite are present here, but not in the other eye. So due to that, one eye looks more closed than the other, even though they should look about the same. So I think that might add to it, because this looks a bit better now. Still not something I'd call seductive, but definitely doesn't feel like it doesn't look as badly like she has taken something. Hey, Chloe. Yeah? I barely managed to stammer out. I could use a little company on this walk. My memory's rusty for this area. I could use a guide. You want me to walk with you? You know it. Wow! I can't believe this! Monika's asking me to walk with her. This is unreal. But I'm not entirely sure if I want to be around anyone right now. This walk really was meant for some time by myself. Especially since I'm trying to figure out if Monika is really someone I could be with. Should I walk with Monika? I mean, I'm saving it. I can overwrite the save now. But I am definitely going with her. Ah, screw it. Why not? Awesome! Yeah, it looks like it's twirling to the right. Or maybe even a little bit backwards. But then it curls kind of like forwards when she strikes the other pose. It's... I'm not saying the art is bad. Don't ever take it like that. It's just, I wonder, in reality, in our reality, what would it be like? Like, how would it look like if her hair, like, even animated-wise, would it be like, how exactly would it work? Would it kind of twirl a little bit differently in the wind, or would it kind of just wave like this? Awesome! Monika does a little jump in excitement, which I'm surprised at given how even-tempered she usually is in school. Though it could be when she's not in school, she is much more willing to let loose. Though she just really likes exercising. Either way, I like it. exercising. So, you want to walk someplace special, or do you just walk around in a giant circle? Monika lets out a giggle. Just follow me. Without another word spoken, Monika and I start heading eastward, which just so happens to be in the direction of the countryside. Oh, I just hope she doesn't include hiking as a part of her walk. I just am wondering how you haven't picked up that she was like, I don't know this area so well. Anyway, you follow me. In fact, I just hope I can keep up with someone of her physique in general. I'm not exactly out of shape, but Monika has quite the reputation when it comes to endurance. Hopefully I don't fall behind. As we're walking through the neighborhood, it occurs to me how just long it's been since I've visited these parts. Granted, I've usually walked in the direction towards town for school. This part of the neighborhood is almost alien to me. I must have been since last summer. It must have been since last summer since I walked through here. My mind is broken. I had a full day of work, okay? And then the bus didn't come for another hour and I had to sit outside. Well, I didn't have to sit outside, but outside was still better than inside. Every now and then my parents make me go on walks with them just to make sure I don't spend my summer constantly inside playing video games and watching anime. Not that I've ever been a big fan of walking, though I suppose it was nice to get out of the house every now and then. Which is a pretty stark contrast compared to Monika, who seems to be happily content with herself, even though we haven't said much since we started walking a few minutes ago. Well, considering I don't get the chance to talk to Monika often, she'll probably try to make an effort to make conversation with her. So I'm trying to think of something to talk about. I look off to the horizon, where I can start to see the little mountains off in the distance. I wouldn't want to be a drag on her mood, but I didn't exactly have hiking in mind for this little trip. So, Monika, where exactly are we going to? We're walking to? I mean, eventually we're going to run into those mountains. I point out to the little mountains to Monika. That's where we're heading to, Chloe. I know this nice spot where we can watch the sunset on the city. The views are quite breathtaking. We're not going to have to hike to get there, are we? I didn't exactly bring my best hiking shoes. I shoved my plain sneakers for emphasis. Oh, don't worry, there'll be no hiking on this trip. Not even I came prepared for that, unfortunately. The path to get there is already pre-constructed. It's not even all the way at the peak. Well, that's good, I guess. Monika raises an eyebrow at me. You're not scared of heights, are you, Chloe? No, I can manage. I've just never walked that far out before. Where do you usually go? Usually just to school and back. Maybe occasionally a walk a little further to go to the restaurants and shops near school, but that's usually it. You've never walked into the city? I mean, I could. It's just a little far for my taste, I guess. Where do you usually walk to? All over the place. I never have a set route of where I go. I always try to mix it up. Well, I just hope you don't go to the north side of town too often. Aww. Are you worried about me, Chloe? I mean... I'm completely tongue-tied as Monika continues to grin at my expense. Come on, what's the best thing to say to her? I just blurted the first thing that comes to mind. Why wouldn't I be? Huh? I mean, come on. A girl like you going around in an area like that. I mean, I'd hate to find out if something bad happened to you when you were out on one of your walks. What would we do without you at the club? Now it's Monika's turn to be flustered. Oh, come on. Are you saying Sayuri wouldn't do a good job in my absence? I mean, I'm sure she'd do fine. It just wouldn't be the same without you, you know? I honestly don't think Sayuri would do fine. Like, self-awareness aside, Sayuri struggled not with everything in Act 4, but it was clear that she struggled with organization. So, as a club president, there would be specific things, especially when it comes to like preparing events for bigger events of the school and everything, where she would struggle much more than Monika, while Monika struggles more with keeping up with the social situations in the club. The club can only function kind of when they're two together, because, I mean, they could function with only one there. There would just be some glaring flaws that would be a bit difficult to overcome. Like, non-self-aware Monika without Sayori would be okay, but she would still struggle with the social situations and struggle with multiple people if there are, for example, conflicts in the club and everything. She would just try to push her opinion through, and if it doesn't work, she just backs away immediately, unable to stand her ground. And then there's Sayori, who would probably do okay with the social situations, but then when it came to, like, as I said, preparing events or everything, the club would not really look that good. And if they can't really make a good impression on the outside, then they're not going to have much progress in how their club is. They're not going to have much progress in how their club is going to progress. There would be specific things, especially since I'm pretty sure clubs would need some level of paperwork and everything, where Sayori would probably, even with her depression, have a few problems with keeping up with all of that. Which Monika can do, but then, yeah. So, together they can make a very great place, and outside of from one another they could make an okay place. It just wouldn't be as good as it could be together. You're kind of irreplaceable, Dake.
Aren't you such a gentleman? Now I see why Natsuki likes you so much.
Because I'm going with her next, and then Yuri. I look off to the horizon in an attempt to process what Monika just said. I guess my personality is more charming than I first realized. I mutter softly, even though it's not like I've spent a whole lot of time with Natsuki since the festival. What could she possibly see in me now? We'll see how she sees us when we spend time with her. Oh, oops. Thank God the skip button isn't active. I've been so distant from her, and you're going to keep being distant from her for today. It's like I'm accidentally giving her an abridged version of how I've treated Sayori over the last few years. God, I'm awful at keeping friendships.
Like I said before, Chloe, you don't give yourself enough credit.
Maybe you give me too much.
I'd have to disagree.
I meant a small smile at Monika before turning back to face the path in front of us. We walk the next few minutes in silence before Monika leads us on a sudden turn. Holy moly, what is this place? As we turn the corner, we stare down a long, winding pathway filled with trees and bushes grinding against each other along the walls. I look up at the street sign to see that the alleyway has already conveniently been named Garden Alley. I turn to Monika as she gleams with excitement.
Wow, we've really made good time so far. We're not that much further from where we're going, actually.
Well, it's good to know I haven't slowed you down or anything. I know I'm not the most fit guy in school.
No, you've actually kept up with me pretty well. Though there is one part of this walk that'll be hard to do.
What is it?
Let's just say there's going to be a lot of steps.
I'm not entirely sure what she means by that, but I'll go along with it. Maybe... like, even if it's not hiking, it could maybe be a lot of stairs. I think that might be what she was referring to. Because I've seen that for some other places before. You don't really have to hike there, but stairs are there. Ah, come on. If I've walked this far already, a few little steps won't slow me down.
Well, I hope you still have that determination when you see them.
I'm sure I will. We keep walking through the winding path. Occasionally, Monika would stop us to smell whatever flowers weren't swarmed by insects. I noticed in particular that Monika had a fondness of smelling nearly every single camellia that was along the route. Figuring that was her favorite flower, I managed to discreetly pluck one, and when she wasn't looking. Maybe I could gift this to her when we get up there. I look over to Monika, who's gently sniffing some tulips. I never knew Monika was so into nature, and her energy and enthusiasm are so different from how she usually is in school. It almost reminds me of Sayori, actually. Monika's been nothing but enjoyable to be with since this walk began. Maybe she's just trying to help me relax over everything. Well, I guess it's working. I walk out to Monika, who's still sniffing the tulips. I didn't know you were so into this place. Have you been here before?
A couple times, actually. I want to walk through here one last time before winter came. This is the last time things will be blooming here for a while.
I guess that's true. Look up at the sky to see the sun starting to set. Well, if we're going to get to your spot before sundown, we probably should hurry. Monika gets her last whiff of the tulip before jumping up and looking at the sky.
Oh, wow! I guess time really flew by, didn't it?
I guess we did take our time through here. Monika somberly looks off.
Sorry, Chloe. I didn't mean to slow us down here so much.
Monika, it's fine, really. Monika looks back at me. I mean, this was your idea. You're allowed to have fun with it. Besides, I think a little break here and there does us good. And I'll admit, seeing you enjoy yourself like this is kinda cute. Monika blushes brightly. I hope I wasn't too forward there. Monika looks back on me with the biggest smile I've ever seen from her, and I can't help but return it with a smile of my own. The world around me seems to fade around me as I continue to gaze at the girl in front of me. This feels perfect. She's perfect. Her smile, her laugh, her personality. She's everything I've ever wanted. And everything points to her liking me back. Man, how the hell did this happen? Monika and I shuffle a little closer to each other.
Do you really mean that, Chloe?
Why would I ever lie to you, Monika? Of course I mean it. Monika's giggle sends a shock through my heart as it starts speeding at 1,000,000 miles a second. My face turns flush as I struggle to keep myself from grinning like a total lunatic in front of her. Monika takes another step closer to me.
I just wanted to make sure.
Monika, I'd be the worst person on earth to lie to you. And anyone who does it is an idiot. Monika lets out another giggle.
See what I tell you, Chloe? You haven't failed to put a smile on my face this entire walk. It's nice to know for once that there's someone who truly appreciates me, who just doesn't want me for one thing.
I mean, it's true that there's a lot of thirst for Monika on the school. Heck, I'm even guilty of it. But it looks like, all along, no guys has ever tried to actually get to know her. But she's had to have genuine guy friends before, even before she met me. And she's had to have found love once before. What if she's aromantic asexual? To be frank, there are some aromantic asexual people who can still fall in love. But there are also some who don't. What if she's one of those who don't? Have you considered that? I decide to break the ice. What do you mean by that? Did something happen? Monika stoically nods. If I may ask, what happened? I thought that you were dating that one transfer student. But when you brought up last week that you don't have a boyfriend, I just assumed you guys must have ended it over the summer. But even then I heard rumors you were seeing all sorts of guys. Not that I ever believed most of them.
Well, the thing is, I've only had one, despite the rumors. But that relationship was just a sham for him to try to get close to me. He used me to boost his status around the school, Chloe. And that wasn't the only thing he wanted from me. He was always pushing me to take a relationship to the next level. It took longer than I liked for me to see him for what he was, but thankfully I cut him off before we got too far. This was all last year. I had to deal with a lot of unflattering rumors for the duration of that semester, but thankfully I dealt with it. I like to think I became a stronger person as a result of all this, but some of it still hurts, Chloe. That's why I'm always skeptical when any guy just comes up and tries to say all these nice things to me. I don't want a repeat of what happened last year. It wouldn't just hurt me this time. But I know you well enough to know you aren't like that.
Frozen in shock as Monika tells me all this. I never even knew about half the things she just said. Monika, I'm really sorry that happened to you. The deep sense of guilt swelled inside me, knowing that I may have occasionally tagged in on the gossip and fawning over Monika. I feel even more guilty for I've been distant from Natsuki lately.
Don't be. There's no use in being sorry for me, Chloe. Everything's fine now.
Well, if anyone ever spreads rumors about you, I'll be happy to talk to them for you, Monika. I jokingly show off my fists.
I'll keep that in mind, Chloe. Anyways, let's keep going. Otherwise, we're not gonna reach the spot till tomorrow.
I look at my watch. 6:45. Oh, wow! We've been at this for a while now. Didn't even realize.
Time really flies when you're with someone.
I guess that's the case. We stand in silence for another breeze, as another breeze gently blows over us. Well, I'll follow your lead, Madam President. I jokingly salute Monika, causing her to let out a hearty laugh.
That is so something Sayori would say.
I guess I've picked up on her more than I've realized. Anyway, let's go. Monika and I resume our walk through the path. As we start walking again, I hear her whisper something under her breath.
Soon.
Not too long after we resumed our walk, we reached the end of the path and face a towering row of stairs leading up along the mountain. I guess these are the stairs you warned me about. The steps! I have seen this image before. My first time seeing it in a mod, though.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, I mean, you did. I just didn't think it'd be that many stairs. I take another look at the seemingly infinite row of steps that seem to ascend into the heavens. A lump forms in my throat as my eyes continue to eyeball how many steps there are. I nervously swallow.
You're not shrinking out on me now, are you, Chloe?
What? I could never do that to you. This will be a piece of cake.
Is that so?
This time no new shade, but that's okay.
Is that so? Well, my best record on walking up these steps is 20 minutes. But I'm afraid the sun's going to set before that.
She's not seriously thinking about racing me to the top, is she?
Race to the top?
Damn it! I look up to the sky to see that the sun's beginning its descent on the horizon. The sky is now a pure orange and seems to be getting darker by the second. Well, if I'm going to do something that'll probably embarrass myself in front of Monika, I can't not ask for some sort of stakes. What do I win if I beat you?
My respect and a nice view.
Your respect, huh? Sounds good enough for me. You're on! Suddenly, Monika takes a step back in a pure shock.
Chloe, I think there's something behind you.
What? She's just buying herself a start! She's just wants to run! I nervously look over my shoulder. To my thankful surprise, there's nothing there. I turn back around to Monika. There's nothing... I look around to see Monika is no longer standing in front of me. Instead, she's already running up the steps. Hey, no fair! I call out to her.
Made you look!
Looks like she's been spending time around Sayori lately. Smug as I start running up the steps to try to catch Monika. No way am I going to let her beat me because of this. We ended up having to take a break about midway up the stairs. But for all intents and purposes, we agreed that Monika beat me. Thankfully, there was a rest stop along the path, which allowed us to catch our breaths and get some water before we started walking up the stairs again. After what felt like another hour of walking up the stairs, we finally reached our destination. It's not sunset anymore, but honestly it's very beautiful at nighttime, okay?
Well, it's not quite sunset anymore, but the view is still nice.
Whoa. I run up behind a bench as I take in my surroundings. Thanks to good visibility, we're clearly able to make it out downtown as well as the surrounding neighborhoods on the south and east sides of town. Nearly every single building is beautifully lit up in all kinds of colors as they shine brightly for miles on end. Currently, when I drive with my bus in the morning, or ride the bus in the morning, I don't drive it, we're also driving down a mountain sometimes. And currently, due to it still being dark in the morning, it also kind of looks like this, although not as lit up. I look up to the sky to see the stars twinkling brightly above us and the rest of the city. Monika, this is beautiful! And I'm having to take a seat as I'm overwhelmed from physical exhaustion and the beauty that lays out before us.
I thought you'd like it, Chloe. Whenever I feel overwhelmed or stressed out, I usually go here around sundown. Seeing the city lit up under the stars really melts away all my troubles and worries. I want to head over here anyways tonight, but I thought you could use it just as much as I could.
Monika takes a seat on the bench next to me. I take it that surprise has been on your mind.
Well, it's not just that, it's other things. It's been a pretty hectic week for me. The festival prep, the actual festival, my surprise, and...
Monika cuts herself off. It's fine if you don't want to tell me. I mean, it's not like I can really share with you my thought process right now anyways. I don't even know what I want.
Did my questions help?
I mean, they have. I'm just not sure what I want. I don't know who I'd be better off with. I mean, I see potential with me and Natsuki, but my feelings are just all over the place. Monika nervously looks off to the side.
I'm sorry if it helped cause that. I really didn't mean to act like I did earlier if I knew I was going to make you uncomfortable. I wouldn't have done it yesterday either.
I wasn't uncomfortable, though. That's the thing. Being with you earlier today and yesterday felt right. I don't know. Part of me still has feelings for Natsuki, and I want to give her a chance, even if we haven't spent as much time together lately. Part of me still feels bad about how I've treated Sayori lately. I haven't spent that much time around her since all this started. Even though I told her I wanted to spend more time with her. But Monika, to be truthful, I've had a lot of fun since we've started talking. And I want more, but I don't know if I should. I might as well just confess to her. I just feel so divided. I feel like I'm being pulled everywhere at once.
Well, Chloe, nobody is forcing you to make a decision here and now. You still have time.
I have to say something to Natsuki. I just don't even know if I share the same feelings for her. Just so much has changed over the last week. It feels like I'm in such a selfish spot right now. I'm going to end up breaking at least one person's heart by the time this is all said and done. And someone's going to be happy. I know I should be happy with whatever I decide. But I don't know if I can live with myself knowing that I hurt someone again. For Sayori. And it might not just be Natsuki I'm hurting this time.
Chloe, you're not selfish. If you were, chances are you would have decided already. It's clear that you're putting a lot of thought into this.
Well, I'm not. I have already made my decision. Because I am Chloe.
But you did put yourself in the situation by being around the others a little too much with nobody particular in mind.
I know. I have you in mind! I just don't have many options! Monika stares off into the illuminated horizon.
You know, it's crazy how high up we are. Everything looks so small from up here.
Yeah, it kind of does. I join Monika in gazing at the cityscape. I've lived in this area my whole life, but I don't think I've ever really had an appreciation for it until now. Being up here to look down at everything really helps calm my nerves. Everything's just so peaceful. I think there are many different artists on this project. I turn to my right to see Monika elegantly looking out into the horizon. Even when she's spacing out, she manages to look her best. The way her emerald eyes glisten in the moonlight, how her hair flows in the wind every time a breeze passes us, and her flawless skin seems to glow in the darkness. I'll say it, she's definitely perfect. But can I be with her? At least in this moment. I really want to. Monika then turns to me, noticing my stare. She immediately blushes as she looks back out onto the cityscape.
You know, seeing everything so small just reminds me in retrospect of how insignificant all our problems are.
How so?
I mean, look at it, Chloe. Everything we know is down there, living out their lives. Being happy, being sad. Thinking about how tomorrow is going to play out for them. Thinking that they're 100% in control of their destiny. And then they just go out and do it. Not really questioning if they manually made that choice of a higher power already predetermined for them. Because they're all so small. They can't be controlled. And they would never think to ask themselves about it because they just can't see the bigger picture. Most people don't realize just how small they are in retrospect to the universe. They don't think to question what really is determining their lives. They'll never know what's really out there.
Well, what do you think is out there, Monika?
The truth. The truth that there is more to life than what most people see it as. They're short-sighted because they can't see past their own little realities. Reality can be a multi-layered dimension for all we know. Even now, sitting here above everything we've come to know, who's to say that there isn't something else looking down on us with the ability to control what we say, what we do, how we act, everything? I mean, it's natural for the big to control the small, right?
I guess.
And it's usually in human nature to accept control from a higher power, even if they don't admit it to it or even realize it, because they're so small. They'll never truly know for certain. And only a select few who learn how to see above everything could come to realize this truth. And most people can't handle it, because it goes against everything they've ever come to accept. It's tragic, and that's why I always say all our problems are so insignificant in retrospect. Because it's so superficial.
Wow, Monika, that's... Do I have a crush on a conspiracy theorist right now? I don't think that's as much of a conspiracy theory, then it's just her being kind of philosophizing for the time being. Because philosophies can be good, they can be bad. She's definitely she's definitely just currently dabbling into philosophy. I know she's a deep thinker, but this is something else. Is it? I don't want to say. I've always, even before DDLC, thought about various things of similar nature, but I did. Still, she's clearly put a lot of time and thought into this, and she's not ranting about it like a complete lunatic. I mean, just because something's small doesn't mean it's not real, is it?
But what is real, Chloe? How do we know we aren't being controlled to believe that this is just life as we know it? I don't know, all this kind of reminds me of that book I mentioned earlier today.
Monika turns to face me fully.
About how two people know the truth about their world. How they struggle to accept it.
It does sound like a pretty great read. I'd definitely love to read it with you sometime. Instead of Monika happily accepting my offer like I thought she would, she just frowns and looks off to the side. Something wrong, Monika?
I kinda want to ask you something, Chloe. Hypothetical.
Okay. Well, this could go one of two ways. I mentally brace myself for what I think she's about to ask me.
I know this is going to sound a little strange, but...
don't worry. Sarah asks me weird and crazy questions all the time. Whatever it is, I'm sure I can handle it. My reassurance seems to have helped Monika a little.
Alright. I know what I was saying earlier does sound far-fetched at best. But let's just say if you were ever shown evidence that your life was faked, that everything you've ever known was part of some predetermined simulation, would you believe it?
Well, I don't know if I can answer yes or no to that. That's a pretty hard question for anyone to answer.
Well, would you at least consider the evidence?
Well, geez, why is Monika making me answer this? Is this a pop quiz to see if I'm worth her time? Does she have a hobby for discussing philosophy and conspiracy? I don't think any of that is as much conspiracy as it is philosophy. The only conspiracy I could maybe see is the small are the big are controlling the small. Well, she was in the debate club. But come to think of it, How would I react if I was shown evidence that this wasn't real? Monika! I can save using the escape button! Don't try me! The escape button is on my side. But I would... Depends on the evidence. I would definitely look at the evidence. I would certainly make my own. Like, also like I said, I also really enjoy philosophical things. So... even if I wouldn't be fully sure, I definitely like to philosophize. Do you even say it like that? Philosophize? Philosophize? You know what I mean, right? The verb of philosophy. I would definitely do that with the evidence, unless it's some stupid evidence. But if there is some evidence that has some level of not being complete and utter bullshit, I would definitely think about it. And on some level. I suppose I'd have to consider it. I honestly hope she strikes the pose here again, because I honestly think that would make a beautiful thumbnail. I don't want to be rude to the artist, but I feel like I honestly prefer kind of this background in general. I know this is taken from somewhere else instead of hand-drawn, but it does really just look very pretty over here. Doesn't mean I'd believe it right away or anything. And I take a lot of additional convincing to back up whatever the evidence is.
Yeah, I would too. I just want to know how you felt about it, that's all.
You never failed to pose an interesting topic of discussion, Monika. We're really in good hands under your leadership.
Oh, Chloe, you're too kind.
Honestly, I feel like bringing philosophy books to the literature club would also make sense. You would definitely be into it. And I think Sayori could maybe be a bit into it, though she might struggle with some concepts. I feel like overall she could find some philosophical aspects that she would be interested in. For Natsuki, I'm just not entirely sure. Philosophy doesn't need to be exactly horrific or anything like that. And you can put it simply if you know how to put it simply. So I feel like, depending on what philosophical topic is introduced and how it's phrased, I feel like Natsuki could maybe not be as into it as especially Yuri would be, but at least take a little bit of an interest and tolerate it to a certain degree. At least feel some level of interest in how passionate the others around her are going to get. If she's already on good terms with Yuri at that point, like side story Natsuki, definitely. Main game Natsuki might still think that Yuri is just trying to be better than her. Monika and I turn our attention back to the cityscape, but Monika's question continues to nag at the back of my head. I mean, how could my memories be fake? All my memories with Sayori, all the time I've spent with her, last Sunday with Natsuki, heck, even here and now with Monika. How could it all be fake? Could be all fake? I mean, I'm kind of looking at a screen right now, as is anyone who's viewing this, so they can answer that for sure. I got enough on my mind right now. Monika just probably wanted to try to take my mind off of things. And with someone of her reputation, she's just naturally an interesting person. Who knows what else she believes in? Not that I'm one to judge. We continue to stare into the cityscape for some time before we decide it's time to start heading back. Monica and I both decided early on that probably be a it'd probably be a bad idea to try to walk all the way back at night, so we just made our way back to the closest bus stop, with me getting off at a stop not too far from my house. It was a pretty silent trip back, with us being too exhausted to say anything. Monica ended up resting on my shoulder on the way back, which really made me surprised, but I went along with it, being the gentleman I am. This did prompt some of our fellow passengers to shoot us a few looks, but we just brushed it off. We never did end up giving her that flower, did we? I really did have a lot of fun with Monica today, and if it weren't for my current circumstances, I might have just asked her out right there and then and there. But I need to sort out my situation first before I decide that. At least now I think I have an idea of what I want. I did decide to hang on to the camellia. Oh, okay, so we still have it, figuring that I could give it to Monica at a more appropriate time. I sheepishly turned the key to my house and stumbled to my living room to put the camellia in a vase. I then lumbered up to my bedroom before heading upstairs. I immediately collapsed onto my bed, feeling the full weight of my exhaustion of the last few hours overtake me. My legs are completely numb from all the walking I did today. At least I managed to get some good physical exercise out of all this. And I really did get close to Monica. I'm interested to see what the dream is going to be this time. A lot closer. But in doing so, if Natsuki found out about how I spent today with Monica, she'd probably be heartbroken. Natsuki is next time! For now, focus on Monica and just Monica! And while I'd say my feelings for Monica are pretty much settled, I can't say the same for Natsuki. Oh well, I'll try to worry about it tomorrow. I have enough on my plate as is, and hopefully I don't have another weird dream. Shut my eyes as I easily drift off to sleep. The next thing I know, I open my eyes to see almost total darkness in front of me. There's no sign of my bed, my room, or anything, and I'm already standing up right. I quickly realized that I must be dreaming again. Maybe it won't be so bad tonight. You've done well, Chloe. The same voice I've become accustomed to cheerfully echoes. Try to look around for the voice, but I can barely even see my hand in front of my face. You've consistently made the right choice over these last few days. I couldn't be more happy with you, with us. It won't be too much longer before we can finally be all alone together, as well as rid ourselves of the others. I think by this point you have a pretty good idea of what you want, but you're still uncertain of how to proceed. Try to call out to the voice to ask what it's been talking about, but my mouth refuses to open. Forced to simply listen. It's time for you to eliminate loose ends. Natsuki has worn out her welcome, and it's been long past time for Zero to leave us. There's nothing I can do as of yet. I'm still running some experiments. But you, on the other hand, are in a better position than I am to deal with the others. Given past performance with Sayori, I suggest we'll deal with Natsuki first. It'll be easier. Tomorrow, I want you to tell her off. Tell her you want nothing to do with her. Since you should have no real feelings for her, this will be an easy task for you. I believe in you. Once Natsuki's been dealt with, it should be relatively easy to deal with the others. Hopefully by the time you've dealt with her, I'll have found a suitable solution. The only thing I'm worried about at this point is if the others figure out the truth. Truth that this reality of which we know is nothing but a lie. And we talked a little bit about it. It's good to see that you're open-minded, Chloe. But you know the truth. And we can have a more open conversation about that later. But
for now, I suppose you deserve a little present for all your hard work. It's not finished yet, but I like how it's turned out so far. Do you like it? It's going to be our own little room together. No more worries, no more distractions. It'll be just the two of us in here. Let this be your motivation, Chloe. Cement this room in your mind and tell yourself this is what you're working for. This will be our paradise, our escape. Keep up the good work, Chloe, and we'll be here together in no time. Sweet dreams, my love.
It's weird again. How much does she know about the other universe? Like, the universe she already had. She seems to know Act 3. And she already seems to wait for us to have the... like, she's already... given the way she's talking, she is already hell-bent on killing everything. So... she's still waiting for her permission, meaning that she's still aware of Act 3. Would she not have been able to recognize this room? Or she's just like, oh, I prepared this room now. And why did she need to prepare the room? Monika and Act... like, it's literally just the classroom, but no longer with the... I mean, we don't know what's outside of the windows. For all we know, this is what the outside always looked like for her. But she even mentions, I wonder if Yuri's tea set is still somewhere in here. Yuri's tea set is in the club room. Or maybe that got deleted too. It doesn't seem like she's referring to it as a file. Because when she talks about cupcakes being deleted and everything, it's like... this is part of the room, so therefore it could still exist. And it literally has the floors of the room, the curtains fit to the club room. It's most likely literally just the club room, but kind of arranged around so that there's just like one table for her and for the whatever shape the player has for her at that point to sit in there. But I'm pretty sure it's the club room. This is some paradise, huh? If Monika already knows Act 3 by now, then she should know that she doesn't take it as paradise in there. Because of what she says by the end of Act 3. I loudly mused to myself. I would go back to sleep, but I'd rather not listen to any more of that voice's creepy ramblings. Should tell Sarah about this too. No. Maybe I need to just get this off my chest rather than have it lingering inside of me. No. I think I've pretty much decided on my feelings for Monika. It seems like the boys liked it when I'm around Monika for some reason. But I don't know why that would be. Unless my subconscious is trying to get me to man up. Which I guess isn't really a bad thing. What do you have with man up? What do you have with poor people? What do you have with people with antisocial personality disorder? And what do you have with your man up? I could throw you into the bin, Chloe. In-game Chloe. I mean, my book Chloe as well, but... I created book Chloe. It would be kind of rude that I punish her for fulfilling her purpose. I'm moving the microphone. Hey, Chloe! What's wrong? You were like this yesterday, too! I just want to make sure you're okay. I let out a sigh. Shouldn't keep something like this from her. It's nothing too concerning. I've just been having some bad nightmares the past few days. I'm not entirely sure why I'm having them, but I'm sure it'll blow over soon. Why didn't you tell me? Because you don't need to know everything. Sorry to just put it like that, but sometimes you just don't want to tell someone. It's good to share things you want with other people. Like, it's good to share your problems, but sometimes you just don't feel comfortable with doing that right now. And that's perfectly fine. Feel a returning sense of guilt course through me as I reflect on why I decided to keep this from Sayori. We've always been honest with each other about things that have been troubling us, and I feel like kind of bad now for not telling her about this sooner. You aren't obligated to tell anyone. If you don't want to share it, then you don't. what I would have recommended is that you don't just say, I'm fine, just that you aren't comfortable talking about it right now, so she knows, okay, it's that. And if you want, you can elaborate a bit more if you feel like that would make Sayori feel better. I just didn't want to worry you. You got enough going on yourself.
Chloe, no matter what I'm dealing with or going through, I'm always going to make time for you. Don't ever forget that, okay?
What if I still don't want to share with you?
I don't care how I'm feeling or whatever I'm going through. You're what matters to me the most.
I feel a sudden rush of blood to my face as Sayori says that. As much as I'm touched by what she's saying, I know she's right too. I knew I should have told her about these nightmares, just like how I should tell her about everything else that's going on. But maybe there's a time and place for that, and you yourself need to be comfortable with it. Thank you, Sayori. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
I mean, coming from you, that's pretty amazing.
It's just how I feel, Chloe.
Well, I'm grateful. And you know how much I care about you, too. I mean to bring up this up with Sayori, bring up my... I've been meaning to bring my idea up with Sayori for her seeing someone about her depression, but for whatever reason the words escape me. The moment of silence continues to pass over us as we stand on the sidewalk, unable to make lasting eye contact with each other. Finally Sayori speaks up.
I guess we should start walking, huh?
Yeah, I hate to make us late. Without another word, we begin our daily commute to school. I ended up telling Sayori all about what I experienced last night with the boys. I was sure to mention the empty room to her as well. Needless to say, she was just as disturbed as I was. It's been a while since we've gotten to enjoy each other's company. I should make up for all the lost time this week. Stop trying to convince me to go the Sayori route. I've been through that. I'm sorry, Sayori, but no! I've made so many mistakes, and yet here she is, still trying to give it her all. Stop caring! We're not going her route! Do I really deserve her friendship? You know what you do. Mistakes were made. But you don't deserve a relationship with her. Go away now. Still can't believe even after everything, she's still willing to put a smile on my face. If nobody else was around, I wouldn't mind another one of her hugs. Apparently, I can't say I was expecting that.
Hey, Chloe!
I blink a couple of times at the screen to make sure that it's really Monika. She even sent me a smiling emoji. This is almost too good to be true. Hey, what's up? Monika almost instantly replies.
Pretty good. Just waiting for my teacher to get here.
Yeah, same here. I find it odd that Monika would choose me of all people to make small talk with. Still, it's not like an opportunity like this comes up often. So, how's your morning been so far?
It's been pretty good, actually, thank you. I had the chance to write some lyrics for my song, so it shouldn't be too much longer before I'm finished.
That's great! Can't wait to hear it again.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'd love to hear your opinion on what I have for the second verse. I'm not entirely sure if I'm sold on the way it rhymes. If you want, before the club officially starts, we can head off back to the music room together.
Contemplate my response. I mean, we've been hanging out pretty frequently this week, and it's been a wonderful experience each time. I'm not an expert on writing music or anything, but I'd love to help you out.
Oh, thanks, you're so sweet.
As if I wasn't already blushing enough from that compliment, Monika sent me a kissy face emoji accompanied with her text, that last text. It's a good thing nobody's paying any attention to me right now. I'll see you at the club.
Won't I see you at lunch?
I'm gonna be sitting by myself for today. I still need to think things over. Set my phone down as I finish pulling out the last few things I need for class. When I finish, I hear my phone go off with another text from Monika.
It's okay, I'll see you at the club. Gotta go, bye!
Bye. Even though I expected that to be the end of the conversation, Monika once again sent me a kissy face emoji, which continued to make me blush. There is no way I could have gotten this lucky. Monika's been acting incredibly flirty with me since we finally started speaking. Talking and speaking, it's all the same. It's enough to make me want to kick myself because I should have started talking to her sooner. So I'm just looking forward to spending more time with Monika. And I have a feeling this time we may get the chance to do more than talk about music. As soon as I finish my thought, the teacher comes in to start today's lesson. Here we go with another boring day of school. At least I have the club to look forward to. How come you didn't study last night? I would have helped. I saw you walk off with Monika and didn't want to disturb you guys. I feel my body nearly tremble with horror as I quickly become afraid at the prospect that Sayori might be getting the completely wrong idea here. What do you mean it's a completely wrong idea? It's the right idea, completely! We just hung out, Sayori. Mark and I just took a walk together. I believe you. Well, you would have been welcome to tag along. We wouldn't have mind. I wouldn't have wanted to get in the way of you two. Sayori, you wouldn't have, and you know it. You're not a burden. I'm having a hard time believing that, Chloe. It's not like you've been around me all that much lately. I know. So I kind of have a hard time believing that you would want to willingly help out now. Don't you think I can handle things by myself? Not really, no. Okay, we're back to this. How did I mess up this badly? What's wrong with me? I suck at being a friend to her. I don't want you to wander off just right when we're about to start. You two disappeared yesterday. Why can't I get my time with him? Ladies. Yeah, this music again. But after spending so much time with you since you joined, I couldn't help but open up to you. I couldn't stop from feeling comfortable around you. I really am excited to see the other routes where I also hearing if there's another confession theme for Yuri. You really let me be myself. On Sunday, at the festival, I had so much fun being around you. You made me feel safe and accepted for once in my life. I thought maybe something could come out of it. When we almost kissed last Sunday, I think that was around the time I really started to fall for you. But you've been avoiding me this entire week. I've missed you. A lot. I've missed everything about you. Your laugh, your smile. Even reading manga just wasn't the same without you. And seeing you spend time around the others really pissed me off. I couldn't figure out a good way to get your attention without getting too angry. So I decided to write some poems about how I felt. It was from there that I decided that I needed to tell you how I felt. I was too scared to tell you directly, so I decided to give you that special letter. My confession letter. I figured you must have read it. I heard of how you were kind of acting like a maniac yesterday morning. How awkward you've been acting around me lately. So I figured, well, there's no turning back now. I should just give it to you straight. I'm not completely sure what to do here. Is there even a right answer? What would Monika say if I spent so much time around her? She was always the girl I thought I could never get, and I have a really good chance of getting with her now. This